right, welcome to another Way Better NPCs video. For us, it's been a while, but since Santino was lagging and got our last video up like a week ago, for you guys, it might not have been.
Why?
So
I said first sentence.
you
a
know I'm
stray.
coming.
Rob said he's counting the strays Greg's are giving out.
Well, all right.
Holy
So let me
shit.
introduce the team. We got Rob. Love Rob. Santino over there, our fearless leader.
Well, now I'm the
And
fearless
last
leader.
but not least, we got, one of the best commentators in gaming, a dear friend, someone who I can't say a bad word about. We got to meet.
Oh my gosh! I thought you were
Why did the
Hey,
friend
I
of 20
was
years
so
catch the first
nervous.
stray?
I was so
What the
nervous.
fuck?
I thought you were gonna say something like this person, but he can't make it, so we got to meet instead.
No. Why would I say that?
Okay, well, I guess it's pick on Santino Day. Whatever, Greg. We had good news, and now it's down the hill, so whatever. Go.
I don't know why you'd expect me to be mean to me.
I love this. This is great.
Anyways.
So yeah, today we're going to talk
Where's
about
my water?
Xbox, Amit's favorite. We're going to talk a little bit about Game Pass, kind of what's been in the news recently, but moreover a roundup of kind of where we're at on it, our feelings moving forward, how we think it's doing for Xbox. We'll touch a little bit on Returnal, since that's new in gaming. We'll talk about Santino's 3070, since that's exciting for him. Finally got that.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
And Rob, Titanfall 3 is getting teased out there. Is
Oh,
it
don't
real or
stop it.
fake? We'll
Stop
touch on
it.
that a little bit too.
We don't-
So we'll start with our, I guess, main topic, which is Xbox Game Pass. First, I just want to go around. Are you guys using it? What are you playing on it? How often are you logging in a month? How is Game Pass like getting involved in your gaming?
Let me start because this is like fresh for me. I texted the guys in our group chat. I was like, hey, I'm going, it's May 4th, Star Wars binge, buy 1,000 Legos, watch Star Wars. I'm watching Rebels. I just watched Bad Batch, yada, yada, yada. I'm the only one, at least I think, I don't know if Rob has, that hasn't even tried Rogue Squadron, right? That's what it's called.
I think it's just Squadron.
Squadrons. Rogue Squadrons was the N64 one. We're showing our age here.
Oh,
Anyways,
that's a good game.
that's one of the best. I wanted to try Squadrons because it's like $20 most places. The price went down early. It didn't have a lot of value to it. They announced they weren't supporting it long, yada, yada, yada. There's a multiplayer. And I just wanted to play it. And Amit and Gregg were both like, there's a 3-piece bundle with that, Fallen Order, and what was the other one?
Front 2.
2 for like $20 or something. And Amit was like, wait, no, it's on Game Pass for both Xbox and PC. Go get Game Pass. And I think I canceled my Game Pass when I sold my Xbox almost a year ago. So I got lucky. I went on Game Pass. It was $1 for the first month, $10 for the rest on PC. I scrolled through the catalog. I played Squadrons. The worst part, Squadrons.
Yeah.
The worst part about like it being on PC is that everything has its own like hub. So like COD is on BattleNet, Siege is on Ubisoft. You got to download these different places to play the different games. This one's on EA Desktop, which is their new thing because they're trying to phase out Origin.
Yeah, because it's a piece of EA Play within
Yes.
Game Pass. Yeah.
But I played it the day I got Game Pass. I played it for like 2-3 hours. I had a good time. EA Desktop is in beta, so every time I try to log in, it doesn't work anymore. So I can't play the fucking game because it's in EA Desktop. It's not in Origins. And so I was just like,
brutal.
well, this is the only game I want to play for the $10 the $1 I'm spending this month. And like I went through the catalog. Obviously, the Xbox has a wider variety of games in regards to PC. PC's Game Pass has a lot of like the Fallouts, the Forza, the Gears, the things you'd expect, on top of other games as well, but not as much as Xbox. From what I saw in regards to, will I use this daily? Is there a game on there I want to play every day that's new to me that I haven't played? In my opinion, there's nothing on there that I want to just check out. That's not me hating. That's not me being like, oh, it's garbage. Like, it's just, there's nothing on there. Either my friends haven't played that I've watched them play or heard about, and so I don't have a desire to play it. And it's that cycle of recycling old games. Like I was like, ooh, Fallout 4, ooh, Gears 5, ooh, Forza. I can get Forza Horizon 3 for free and play a race, the most beautiful racing game. And with Game Pass, it's just like, it's more of a nostalgia thing for me. I know that's going to change with day ones coming to it. We all talk every day like this year's it's the excuse we keep giving, which is it's true. COVID pushed everything back. Xbox has announced their Bethesda partnership. Xbox has a dozen studios of exclusives coming, and they should be coming to Game Pass day one. But for me right now in the present, in the current time, I don't see myself using Game Pass more than once a month, if that, or a handful of times to play a game I never played. So that's just my recent spiel on it since I got Game Pass literally on Saturday.
Makes sense. I'll go next. The PC side has a lot to be desired. It's definitely the step brother to the console side, and I think that's right now is where you want to be playing Game Pass. For me, I've the last few games I played on Game Pass, Destiny 2, that was huge to get to have a whole bunch of friends that were already into that. To join up with them. That was pretty fun. Outriders was day one. That was, again, played with the same guys because they were already done with Destiny 2 at this point. They just wanted me to catch up. So we wanted to try something new. It's a 3-player co-op.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool to get it day one, you know? MLB The Show, I suck at it, but it's fun.
It's hard.
It's
hard. The hitting is so hard in that when I first played that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to it, but
it's so good though. It looks so good.
Yeah, it's great. You know, like I love seeing
having a baseball game.
Yes, that's not arcadey.
Yeah, exactly. For Xbox.
Right. But most of it, like, you know, so I use it daily because my daughter wants to play Disneyland Adventures or whatever that is.
Yeah.
But just if I'm an Xbox gamer first, you know, like I want to play games on Xbox more than I play on other consoles, even though I have them all and I like playing on all of them. But I've played these games on Xbox already. Like right now, I missed the whole PS4 generation, right? So I'm going back to play all these PS4 classics. Had it been the flip and I was a Sony guy and I got Xbox Game Pass and I just got Xbox, I would be having a field day right now because I would not have to be borrowing these games from people. I wouldn't be having to like go out and buy them. I wouldn't have to do that because I have one place to play all these games that I've wanted to play. So just where I am in my life right now, yeah, I don't use it as much as I probably will once all these major hits come out in the future that we're hoping are going to be hits. But just where I am right now, it's the flip. I'm using the PlayStation right now to play all these games that I missed, like the PlayStation Collection when I got PS Plus and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they don't advertise that PlayStation Collection enough. I was just talking to a friend who was looking for a new game. He was asking me about Returnal, and he's like, I just found out. He's had a PS5 pretty much since day one. And he just found out now that they have that PS Plus collection of old games. He's like, I'm playing Uncharted, I'm playing Horizon. He's like, I didn't even know this was here, and I get all these free games. They don't do a good job with that.
Greg, you want to go? Yeah, Rob, you can go with your
thoughts on Game Pass.
So for me right now, currently, I converted to Ultimate after my Live Gold expired, so I like needed to online game. So that's like one value, but like I said, I expressed it here many times. I kind of went on one of those like when Disney Plus first came out, where I'm just going through the menu and I'm just looking at shit. I've done that. Like I have 80 games downloaded. I haven't played all 80 of those fucking games. I just have them downloaded because I'm like, oh, look at that. Oh,
Rob purged it last night. He deleted every game.
I didn't. I said I was going to.
Oh, you did?
I did. I am going to. I need to. A week ago I played Titanfall 2. You know the vibes. What have I played? I keep one of my friends have been playing through all the Halos. We just finished Halo 2 via Master Chief Collection. We're gonna start 3 soon.
Thanks for the invite.
PC Master Race. So I've been doing that.
All the strays at Santino today.
Yeah, why am I catching strays today, dude? Like, I'm so excited to be here. I thought of this all day.
And then recently I've been trying to play Final Fantasy 9 because I've been hearing good things about that one.
No
don't play 15. Whatever you do, don't play 15.
Yeah, no, I'd never. And yeah, I have Celeste, which is on there. I already had it with the gold, but it's on Game Pass now as well. And that's kind of one of my go-to needs to clear my head games and stuff like that. So I get a lot of use out of Game Pass, honestly.
Cool. So I just pulled up my Xbox app because I can tell what I've played since November, since getting the Xbox. I got Titanfall 2, played that whole game. Awesome game. Shout out.
Save
once again on the
Titanfall.
show.
Save Titanfall.
Played Ori, finished Ori in the Blind Forest, which was number 1.
Yeah.
Played
Mhm.
halfway through Will of the Wisp. Maybe
Oh, you
not
gotta play
even.
all of it.
It's great. I just
It's
kind of
really
fell
good.
off.
Yeah, I feel
Then
that.
like I probably didn't touch Game Pass again till maybe
A week ago.
February. I played The Messenger for 5 minutes, Planet Coaster for 2 minutes,
Planet
Cyber Shadow
Coaster?
for 5 minutes, Final Fantasy 9, Rob for 5 minutes. So I just was trying like to.
Bro, did
Nothing
you
was-
open the game and close it? Like, did you even just start game and close
I
that
opened
motherfucker?
like played level 1, and it was this mix of like I wasn't feeling the retro stuff like Cyber
I
Shadow,
respect it. I'm just
Messenger,
wondering. 5 minutes, man. That's like open
Planet
and close.
Coaster. I went into sandbox mode. It was so hard to control and like so weird.
Those are
So,
games where you need them out, like Sims, mouse and keyboard,
Yeah.
Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yeah.
I just got that because it was optimized. That sucked.
Wait, Planet Coaster was you got it because it was optimized. You really
didn't
thought
buy
the
it. It was on Game
optimization was
Pass,
going to be
yeah.
like legit though?
Well, it was optimized.
Did it
FPS
look
boost and
good?
all that.
Like, was it
Then I played Forza Horizon 4. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
kind of
it's
just
good.
beat the main story, and then like it's weird because you get like the Ultimate Edition, which unlocks kind of
Everything,
all the cars, but
yeah.
it doesn't really unlock all the cars. You
Because
still
then
have
it's
to
the
buy
DLC cars.
Yeah,
Dude, they scammed me good when I bought that.
I don't understand how it. I
They're
never
weird
played
with
it.
they lie about their DLC real good every
Yeah.
year.
Fraudulent.
So I touched that for a while. Outriders opened, played the intro like till the
So
first
did you not?
mission.
And I'm gonna get us a little off track here because when you brought up Outriders, I was curious because there was a lot of talk about it the first 2 weeks. This is completely off topic. Did you not really fuck with it after 2 days? Because it seemed like you were off that train real fast.
I mean, I was off of it after 30 minutes.
Was
I
it
just-
because it was like really buggy, or were you weren't feeling
took
it?
me a while to log in, and then I was playing a little, and it just wasn't clicking for me.
Okay.
It's definitely a game you got to play with 2 other people.
Yeah.
It's not a single player game. You
Okay.
can, but it's not meant.
Because I was gonna buy it when you guys when everybody was talking about it. I almost bought it, and then everybody was like, "Don't buy it." I was like, "Okay." Anyways, yeah, okay.
Just not for me. And
I
then
gotcha.
the most recent one, MLB The Show. I listed all those and said the amount of time played because I was trying to think like, is this saving me money? So that's what, November through
May.
May.
I'm on April, or we're very new
I
into
didn't
May.
buy all the passes like Amit told me I should. So I paid the $15 a month.
What passes?
You got to convert. You got to get the Xbox Live Gold, maximize that, then get then either upgrade for $1 or get like a 3-month subscription. And it
Amit's
all-
got the walk around for you guys.
Yep. See, so
Yeah, that's the
that's
tutorial.
about
Well, how many hours have you put into MLB so far?
Enough, a good amount. But then Returnal came out the next week, so
Okay, before you move on though, was your and I guess it's been X amount of months, is the amount you've paid for Game Pass thus far since November, has MLB been worth that amount so far to you?
Well, no, that's exactly where I was going with this. So
Okay.
that's 105 paid probably, not including the amount of months it just sat there dead before when I
Dude,
had
that's gonna be
Xbox One.
me. It's just gonna sit there and die.
The show I would have paid 70 plus tax, so call it like 80.
Is that how much it is retail for
on
next gen?
PS5, yeah.
What is it on Xbox? Not
Same.
Game Pass.
I think it's the same. I think it's 70
75?
because it's a PlayStation.
Got you.
Just like NBA 2K.
Yeah.
Was like
Yeah,
70 a
it
month.
was 75. Yeah.
So that's 80 that I saved, and I would have probably got the show. I was excited for the show.
Right.
That's like the ultimate game that I just binge for like a week or two and then
Yeah.
don't touch it
a
for a
sports
while.
game.
Yeah. but remember, you can't put a price on Titanfall 2. So
That's
Well,
big facts,
you
though.
can't
That's
put a
big
price
facts.
on that.
He's not. He's all these languages, and he chose to speak facts.
But maybe on the experience I can't put a price on. Making Rob's face light up is priceless, but
Thank you.
not.
Appreciate
not,
that.
the
A king.
game is probably what, like $5-10.
If that, yeah.
Currently, yeah.
I mean, Outriders. I guess like maybe would I
Would you have bought
bought it?
Outriders?
Probably. Probably not, but who knows? With the hype, maybe I would have.
I fuck with that. Yeah, I buy
Like-
games off the hype.
It's one of those things like I don't know if it was worth it. It was probably pretty close financially. So like it's kind
You're
of
always
a nice
gonna break
thing.
even. You feel like on just
Yeah.
one brand new game.
Like you're almost just you need a year with like two or like probably three like real I was gonna buy this game at like a Halo, an MLB,
Sure.
and a Gears for it to, but like
I
then
feel like it's worth it.
you factor in the what's nice is I can browse like Netflix. I can fan through this. I can open up 5 games
Yeah.
I've never played for
No,
5
and not-
minutes and try it out.
Well, I was
So-
gonna
I
say,
was
I
gonna
think that's
say,
where the
yeah.
value is. It's like you listed a
Yeah.
bunch of games that you only put 5 minutes into. That's you didn't have to spend 10,
Whereas you
15
didn't have to
on
spend
those.
$1 on them.
And not
Exactly, you
just
know what I
that-
mean?
Correct.
Yeah, and the other thing I'll say is it's gonna have the xCloud too, so you don't even have to download these games. You can stream them and see if you like it, even before you spend the bandwidth.
He's not gonna do that. You know, he's not
download
gonna take the time to do that
it. Hey,
shit.
no, I'm just talking about. I'm talking about features, man.
It's about options.
It's about
Fine.
options.
You have
right?
options. Whether you use them or not is up to you.
I will not be playing any games on my phone or tablet.
Yeah, no shot.
Um,
I'm actually addicted
Hang
to
on.
this home run game on my phone. Sidebar. I don't know why. Home run clash. If you guys like baseball, just play it. It's really
first
good.
he goes PC, now he's going
Uh,
mobile.
Dude, I don't.
disgusting.
I'm at work. Just you
We
literally move
lost
your.
them.
You're in a batting zone. You lift your finger, home run. That's it. It's a 1v1, and there's a battle royale in it too. But anyways,
BR,
Alright.
you said.
dude, I'm in shambles. I'm down bad at gaming. I'm down fucking bad.
So I think like what we just discussed kind of encapsulates what I was expecting for like the current Xbox situation, right? Not a ton of first party games coming out. MLB The Show was kind of a big one for some people. Meek got it, I got it. Would we've got it
For
otherwise?
people that have never had a PlayStation that are hardcore Xbox fans, MLB The Show is huge.
Yeah, I would have
They
bought
haven't,
it.
they haven't
I
had
would've
a
bought
real
it.
baseball game since what 2K12 or something. It was a 2K
Yeah,
game.
it
The
was
real, the
it was
last real
around there.
baseball game was a 2K like 12 or 13.
But yeah, I mean,
It's a long time.
it feels like it's really like almost like just a set it and forget it type thing.
Yeah,
Like
I'd
if
agree
for
with
as
that.
much as we know there's like, yeah, it's a good value, think of all this stuff. Like I don't get excited about Game Pass as much as I get excited about the potential. And I feel like that's where we kind of all sit. So
Yeah.
my next question is, do you guys think Microsoft is turning a profit on Game Pass yet?
I don't think so. Short and sweet. I don't think there's much to make a profit off of yet. Because I don't. I just no. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep. I mean, you might have a bigger thought on this, but I don't think they are yet.
I mean,
Not yet.
here, let me just do a quick calculation. All right, so
Beep, boop, beep,
right
boop,
now,
boop, boop.
so right now they have 23 million subscribers. Let's just say, right?
Mhm.
23 million. Oh wow. And let's say not everyone's paying 15. Let's say everyone's paying $10.
Do the base,
Right.
yeah. Just do the base.
Let's do $10, right? That's that's $230 million subscribers, and each one is paying even say $1, right? That's $23 million a month that they're making, right?
Yeah.
At $1, they're
Yeah.
making $23 million a month.
In revenue, but like we
In
we
rev.
just don't know how much like
Sure.
But how
They're-
much do they have to
I'll-
cut that to
I'll put it this
everybody
way.
else?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But they have to so they're going to cut some stuff, obviously. But let's just say we're talking about The Last of Us, just the game itself, right? People say it cost $100 million to make. Let's just say, right?
that's the estimate, yeah.
We're the estimate. So just with this, in 4 months they can make one full game with just the revenue they're having, just with
That's a good point.
having people subscribe, right? So buying a game to put on Game Pass, I think is going to probably cost less than what it costs to make a full game because you're just
Absolutely.
advertising.
Definitely
So
has to be less than it costs to
right.
make a
So
Mhm.
let's say half of that, right?
Mhm.
In 2 months, you already recouped everything it was to get exclusivity or one game on your service.
But that's for
Let's say
one
it's
game. What about all the other ones? And like we don't know.
We don't know.
You paying are you paying an upfront price? So my argument would be like,
Right.
all right, I guess the second piece of that question, if they're making a profit, do you think they're making a killing?
No. They're not making a killing. They can't be making a killing. I think they're breaking even or above, just above even.
I think
the way you would know that if they were making a killing is that PlayStation would have this. If this was more profitable than just selling first party games and selling your games on the market, PlayStation would do this. They wouldn't leave money on the table just because they don't like subscription services. So I think it's probably pretty close to even as well. I don't think it's making money yet. Otherwise, I think they'd be telling us that, hey, we're making money now. Like, right? Like you'd come out in an investor call, like, hey, this project we did, this is how much like repeatable income we're making every month.
I think the way
income.
To go with, like, I don't know if telling us is the right phrase, but like I think some exclusives would come out a lot more frequent or faster and heavier, COVID or not, would be the proof in the pudding that it's making money.
But what did we would have just had that, right? Outriders right away. MLB The Show, they did a partnership with MLB to publish the game. Rather, like, that's the Destiny 2. Like, all that stuff is within the last 3 or 4 months. So
I think if they were like making a ton of money, they would come out slower. Because the more you're making faster,
you don't have to push it out as
and the
frequent.
more exclusivity deals means the more you have to put in your cost bucket, which is reducing your revenue. So like if you're making tons of money, like you can take your time, like just hey, you kind of find the rate, like, all right, how many months without an exclusive are we seeing?
Can we go without?
Are we dropping people? Is it we need one every 3 months, every 6 months? Not saying that's like how they're gonna do it, but it could be.
And I can subscribe to that, but at the same time, they don't have first-party exclusives coming. So I think by getting tons of third-party exclusives, that's what they're
keeps the audience,
their first party. So they have to keep it. And subscription growth has gone crazy high. Like I think they've got 3 million subscribers in the No, they were at 18 million, I think, at the end of 2020. They're 23, so they've already gained 5 million people in the last 3 or 4 months.
Robert,
which is huge,
what do you think?
I cut out. So what are we?
So do you think Game Pass is breaking even, making a big profit, or just head above water right now in regards to money? Do you think with how they are right now and the games that are out and the amount of subscriptions, do you think they're above and beyond?
I think Game Pass isn't making money yet, but I think Xbox is. Like I think Game Pass, I feel like in terms of Microsoft and like the whole Xbox division or whatever, I think there's a lot of facets. They want to make it all Game Pass eventually, but I feel like Game Pass is just like, because everything I hear is about how developers talk about how much more sales.
Are you kidding me, Gregg? Fuck did he go? If this man comes back in a helmet.
Oh man, I'm dead.
Keep going around.
Everything I hear developers say is like, oh yeah, we've increased sales because of Game Pass. We've done this because of Game Pass. Like Game Pass helps games do better. And so I think that includes Microsoft games and stuff. I think a lot of times when you go through these that's DLCs included, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't all come with Game Pass. Some of them do, but not all of them. So then people buy extra into microtransactions because they didn't pay a full 60 on a game. I think the extra things happening in the Xbox ecosystem, whether that be consoles, whether that be gold, whether that be actual purchase of games on the platform, I think those things are up in a way because of Game Pass. And so Game Pass, I don't think at all, because they've been making a lot of deals lately. And so I don't know the financials of the deals, but I can't imagine they're cheap. So I think it's like the start of the thing. It's like a loss leader. Like, okay, cool. We're going to do this thing at a loss, but it's going to amplify all these other things. Plus we're Microsoft, so we have trillions of dollars.
They know it's going to pay off eventually.
Exactly. I think that's where we're at with it.
Rob nailing us with the business terms.
Well, no,
I love it. No, that's like a great term.
I agree with everybody's point. I whether they're making money, whether they're not making money, I think Game Pass in the long run is going to be successful and is going to make them money, regardless of where they are right now. If they're not, they will. Mm-hmm. So that's my spiel on that.
And sorry for the space background. I had to go get my charger. There was nothing planned there.
You,
It was just
I really thought you were coming back in a space helmet. I'm disappointed.
no. I just
whatever.
like it would have been like weird. Just like
Yeah, I
empty
thought he was
room.
gonna have like somehow got the like
I
the
don't know.
Mass Effect Legendary Edition with the
Sometimes
helmet.
Gregg is on like this elite shit, and he's on it.
It's different.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting for something tonight. I know it's there, but I'm waiting for it.
Oh, now my brain's turning. All right. So my final kind of wrap up on the Xbox Game Pass topic. We talked about how's it doing, how are we feeling about it. I think we always talk about what's to come, so I'm not gonna really dig into
Yeah.
like, oh, first parties and it's gonna be great. Yeah, like we all agree on that. Is it good for gaming? It like think Netflix, I guess. Is
Yeah, no,
Netflix good for the production of TV shows and content? Like, as opposed to is there a race to the bottom, I guess, like on the mobile space on Netflix where like, yeah, they just need content. So you get 20 shows that are just like thrown together. They look like crap. They're awful. And just so you can put content out and maybe every once in a while you get one like awesome show.
I mean, you can go ahead. I'll go after you, but I think
Yeah.
we're going to be similar on this, Amit.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I don't think so. I think Santino got it earlier. Right in the if we want to talk about current
Sorry,
status,
you don't think it's good for gaming, or you
No,
don't
no,
think
it
it'll
is. It
create a
is.
race
No,
to
no,
the-
no,
okay.
no, no.
Sorry, because I asked two
Yeah,
questions
yes,
there
two
that
questions. Yeah. No, I think it's good for gaming, and I don't think it's causing a race to the bottom because
Okay.
in its current state, Santino said it earlier. It's all about nostalgic gaming right now, right? Like I miss Psychonauts 1. But after playing Ratchet and Clank, and I'm like, hey, maybe like a 3D platformer is something I do want to play. And so I'm actually looking forward to Psychonauts 2 coming out day and date to Game Pass. So Psychonauts 1 isn't on there yet, but when it comes out at sometime this month, it's going to be a day one download for me. And I think I'm going to rush through it if it's like a 10-hour game. Like I beat Ratchet in a week and a half. I think I can knock that one out even with my game log because I'm kind of excited for Psychonauts 2. So right now it's about nostalgic gaming. I don't think, with all the FPS boost they're getting too, it's a lot of replayability right now with a lot of older games that people want to play. But in terms of like, if people aren't making games just to go to Game Pass, whereas on Netflix, they're making stuff just for Netflix, and a lot of it is garbage. There's a lot of heart and soul that goes into these games, single A, double A, triple A, and I don't think there's companies that are only putting it on Game Pass. I think these companies that are not Microsoft putting games on Game Pass, they're looking for exposure, so then they can be bigger and better. Yeah, but they can be bigger and better, and that's what they're looking for. So they might be making deals, but it's not for the bottom. It's so they can expand and grow. It's not like, I can't even think of a crappy Netflix thing because there's so many things I've passed over so many times.
So that and I'm going to follow up with literally what Amit was saying. Like Netflix is like the king of, there's a lot of shit on here and a lot of it is literally shit. Like, but they have 2, 3, maybe a handful of exclusives that when those drop yearly, everybody is talking about it. Everybody is watching it. Everybody wants it. I don't, and this is like me trying not to be cruel or anything towards Game Pass. I don't think that there's shit on there, but I think there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't really care for. This is current. And, people could go without, but then there's you're going to get your Halos day one. You're going to get your Gears day one. You're going to get your Forzas and your Bethesda and whatever. And it's very similar to the Netflix kind of thing. But it's just like there's always something for everybody. So it's like what's awful to me, somebody else loves. And so I don't want to call the things that I dislike or that I'm not interested on Game Pass awful or garbage because there may be a big fan base for it. Maybe that's why it's there. So I think there's a lot of there's more like, I don't know how to explain it.
No, I got it. I'll easily sum this up for you. There is no long-term Adam Sandler comedy deal that Microsoft has, but
Yes.
Netflix has that,
Yes.
right?
It's just like there's the stuff you expect. There's the 5 things you expect on Game Pass, whether it be every 3 years, whether it be every 5 years. You expect it. You're excited for it. There is the Stranger Things on there. But then there's a lot of stuff that, hey, I've seen it before. I've played it before. I'll give it a go one more time. I'll watch, New Girl for the 10th time. And it's just like, the value to, in my opinion, it's like, it's not, this is something I'm going to play only when the use when the exclusives drop. And that could be because we're all older. We don't have time to be on Game Pass playing every game, playing every long game, night in, night out. We get the game maybe 2-3 hours a day, if we're lucky 5, and then that's it.
All right.
It's good for gaming, though. I think it's good for gaming. I'm going to say it's good for gaming. It's not bad for gaming.
I think some of those visions could be short-viewed. I don't necessarily saying this is what's going to happen, but I can see a future where, think back to early stage Netflix. At first, it was kind of just like, all right, let's just grab stuff from other developers, right? Put stuff on here. We need content to grow a base. Doesn't matter where we get it from. Started out as like the American Pie spin-off movies on there. Then they started getting better, movies in there, but there was still none of their own content. Then you get hit with like House of Cards. You get hit with
a slow build.
These big ones. Like their A+ content is starting to hit.
The OG Netflix was kind of fire, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They had some bangers
before all these services started claiming their stuff. Oh yeah.
Before Kevin Spacey was more creepy.
Here we go.
Off topic.
They dropped the ball. Pain.
Redacted.
Yeah. So like then you all right, like there's this, we need more content because we need to keep subscribers, so that you get this like, why there's not as much incentive to give only bangers. It's incentivized to just put out content. So in the short term, I don't think it'll have any effect on what Xbox is doing. I think third parties coming in, you're right, Amit, those will always be there. But once they get their subscriber base up, is there as much incentive to make $100 million blockbuster when you can cut corners and put a $70 million one on there? Like, where do we start cutting corners to increase profitability if you hit like your peak? Because you always need to continue to grow. On the flip side, maybe third parties start seeing, hey, like Game Pass is a place where we can access gamers. It doesn't have maybe the upside of taking the risk of I'll say a Last of Us spending $100 million and having unlimited upside, because you're going to cap your your revenue on whatever they pay you, and then you lose all those consumers who are going to buy it on the market at 70. So if you're a third party gamer or developer and you say, hey, I'm going to sell this to Game Pass for $5 million, but I might start throwing in microtransactions, other monetization models into my game, so I still do get an upside. It's a way to capture upside with that little safety base payment that Game Pass is going to give you. So I think just like the way we see the markets change like constantly, and people are going to we're just getting used to Game Pass model now, and it's great. But there's going to be greed and people cutting corners and trying to maximize it. And that's my only fear. Whereas like in our, I don't want to call it old because it's still what we have on PlayStation. It's still what we have in a lot of places. But in this, just the, publisher puts their game to market and see how it does. I think like you stand on your own merits. Now it's not great for the developers who take the risk and fail. Like, that's the nice thing about Game Pass. Game Pass. It supports
another Microsoft thing, GameStop.
It mitigates risk for these smaller developers, and that's great. So I think there's definitely benefits, but I also just take it with a pinch of salt for the future. I think there could be negative implications down the line, just like we see with streaming.
Yeah, I think I'm only like half in agreement with that, because I agree with you in terms of, I think that people do feel a need to make adjustments based on the fact that they're not getting as many people in the market. That's how I felt about Gears 5 at the beginning. Like, they changed it now, but at the beginning, like, especially compared to 4, there was like, it was so easy to unlock stuff in 4. In 5, you had to do so much, like when it first came out, to unlock stuff or just pay. And it was like, okay, so this is like made for microtransactions. It took a month to adjust it. It's not that way anymore. But like out the gate, it was so rough, where I was like, is this like happening because the fact that it's on Game Pass? Like, it was a genuine question where I was like, are games going to be made with microtransactions in mind because of Game Pass? And I think that would be unfortunate if it was like bad to the point of like a Battlefront 2 bad. So that's a worry I have, which I hope isn't the case. I mean, they made an adjustment, so who knows? But in terms of like games not being as good, I think I think that's tough because of the fact that I think gaming is just so different from like movies and like TV, where it takes so long to make games and things like that. I don't think you can afford to half-ass it. Like even if it's like, oh, well, we got this money from Microsoft, it's like
Yeah.
the games like regardless, like they cost so much money and they take so much time that, and then like I think they live and die by their reception. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
where it's like this comes out the gate and you want to be talked about for a long time, whether it's like whatever, like good, bad, long term, like whether it's like game breaking or changing and shit like that. Like you don't want to sit there and be like, oh yeah, like this AAA studio half-assed it because they're on Game Pass. It's like, cool, that studio's done. Their reputation's over.
Yeah.
Like people look at Halo like it's like done and shit because Five's campaign was ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and it's like that's supposed to be like a pillar of some shit. You know what I mean? Like if they come out, like everyone's like, oh yeah, we got to delay Infinite, like keep delaying it or whatever, because everyone knows if it comes out, it doesn't perform, like it's over
That's
for
the
that.
last Halo you're ever
Exactly.
gonna get.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, what does that studio do and how long until they can do something? A bad movie can come out and the same studio can work on a new movie and have it out within 2 to 3
Yep.
years
Or it could
versus
be
a
a
game.
bad season, and then the next year they put out a whole nother season
And the
24
season goes
They can
crazy.
save it,
Exactly.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I don't think games have the same luxury, which is why I don't think you'll see games can still be bad, but I don't think you'll see people slacking off because of that. I think you'll see them trying to get money in other ways, which is why I feel
Yeah.
like I agree with to an extent that I can see different practices taking place that aren't
Yeah.
savory.
I got one final thought on Game Pass, since we kind of did the Netflix comparison thing, but Rob said, you can't really compare games and movies and shows. My final thought, with Netflix, when I first started paying for my own Netflix, that was like $6. Game
Yep.
Pass is $10 when you first start paying for it. Game Pass has been around 2-3 years now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I
It's been
think
along for a long time.
Has it been
2017
longer?
or 2018.
Okay, so a
one of
little
those
longer,
years.
and it's stayed steady at $10, right?
It hasn't gone up
With
yet.
the occasional $3, $1.
Yeah, it's 10 for
deals
the
that hop
regular,
in.
15 if you get everything.
If
Ultimate,
Game
yep.
Pass continues to be the kind of content they're rolling out, an occasional WoW third party day one time exclusive, a lot of nostalgia, your not occasional, but your Halo, your Bethesda, your one-offs like every 3-5 years, and the price keeps going up, I'll cancel that shit so fast. I won't even think twice about canceling Game Pass. I will buy the physical copy or whatever digital. I'll
Then
buy
you
it
gotta-
one off.
Then you got to come ask me on how to get it so cheap.
Well, what about the flip side?
But
Like,
go ahead, Greg.
also
Yeah.
exactly similar to that, what we saw in streaming. Hey, Netflix is successful. EA's doing Play, and they're like, well, maybe we'll pull Play out and do it ourselves. And Ubisoft says, we can do that too. And all of a sudden, you got maybe an indie group gets together, and this is the indie game streaming service,
Everyone's
and
got
Sony
it,
does
yeah.
it. And we have 10 streaming services, each for $10, $15, $99 a month. Then we're in a worse situation than we started, and it's like, can
It's
I
just
just buy
gotta,
my
like,
games a la carte?
There
I
has
was
to be
gonna say, yeah,
one
you get to a
thing
point where
on
you're just
Game
like-
Pass. It just takes one for me. Like, if it weren't for my parents and my sister using my Netflix, that shit would have been gone a long time ago. I would have used someone's password to watch Stranger
Yeah.
Things, to watch whatever else, yada yada yada. If there isn't like one good like third party game that I don't want to pay $60 for, or the next big Bethesda game it's a hit, and I'm confident that the next one is going to be a hit, I keep it regardless of the price increase. But if it's just like mediocre and it's it's there, but I don't see myself using it, and the price is going up, I'm out. I'd be out so fast. It's still like Xbox is still like, show me, like both gens are in there. We're waiting, but like in
Yeah.
regards to Game Pass, like I gotta see, like I don't see my value there yet. I don't see that I'm getting the bang for my buck yet. But again, that's unfair to say because the Heat isn't supposed to come out for 2 to 3 more years. So that's
Right.
I
when
think it also just depends on what type of a gamer you are. You know what I mean? Because like I said, as someone who just tries random shit, which is something I didn't before, like Game Pass turned me into one of those people that just tries stuff. Like there's so much value. Like
The
nobody
options,
can,
yep.
nobody can tell me that it's not valuable just because
correct.
AAA.
So much value.
games,
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like AAA games will come, but like one of the best experiences I've ever had is Celeste, and that game is like a $20 indie game from 2018. It's so good. You know what I mean? Like so, and like that's what Game Pass has taught me. And there's 100+ games there. Like I think the value it varies person to person. Like if you only like
Sure.
major huge titles, then yeah, it's not there yet.
It's not
But
for
if
you.
you like
Yeah.
any
Right
type
now.
of whatever, then just try something. Go.
Yep.
There's websites that have lists of like here are the best things. You know what I mean? Like you can go on the Xbox Metacritic, and there's like at least 8 or whatever games that are in like the 90s that are on Game Pass. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it's like they're there. You just have to look for them.
Yeah. All right, Greg, what's next?
All right, now it's time to review Returnal.
This is
You
a Greg
pulled up the
review.
picture.
This is a
There we
Greg.
go.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why you did
yeah,
the
the
fucking
space.
background.
You love to see it.
You guys
Greg
can
is the
log
only
off.
one-
I have about a half hour on Returnal here.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, you didn't play it yet, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
but
so
that's
Greg
fine.
Greg is gonna give us a
I've
quick
seen-
synopsis on this. Greg,
Yeah.
do not do this for half an hour, please.
Okay.
Give us give it.
If
Is
I
your-
screw up, though, I'm going back to the
Yeah.
start.
Is whatever you're going to talk about longer than your actual run in the game, or?
No, I beat 2 bosses. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank
he's
you very
different.
much.
He's
Damn.
different.
Damn.
A
Got
king.
through 2 biomes, almost done with the 3rd, but then I died. So my take on Returnal, lots of fun. Difficult game, cool roguelite. Doesn't do the same things as Hades, where it's like, let me try out new weapons from the start, new buffs from the start, which was a lot of fun in Hades, but this is more like, do I take different risk rewards? How much do I and one thing I learned is once you beat a boss, you don't have to there's a shortcut to the next biome. And I probably didn't learn that until like an hour and a half, 2 hours after I beat the first boss. I thought I thought I had to get my weapon proficiency up to where I die or what it took to beat the first boss. Otherwise I'd be underpowered for the next world. Because you only get weapons based on your proficiency. So if you're getting level 1 weapons and fighting, you're going to have a hard time. Turns out once you enter the next world, there's a pickup that just automatically puts you at 5.5. So I was grinding.
You wasted all
crazy.
that time, yeah.
Yeah, because that was actually one of my questions I had was after you beat the first biome, I was like, do you start in biome 2 and that's your starting point, but you just said you have to go to this. There's a shortcut. Now.
Yeah, so
Okay.
basically it opens up from 1, there's gateways to biome 2 and biome 3. And until you beat the first boss, the entryway to biome 2 looks like a dead end.
Got it.
And the way to biome 3, you need a tool that you get from beating the second boss. So then it opens you up every time you go to those biomes, you get boosted right to the proficiency you need to be at.
So you're equivalent,
That's
yeah.
good.
You can go back and run 1 and 2 to get health increases, pick up augmentations in different buffs. So by the time you get to 3, you're even more powerful, but that comes with the risk reward of dying early.
Right. Because it's all random. So
and more time put into it, right? You're putting more time into that run. So sorry, I kind of went off track into that piece of it, but I think it explains.
So this is going to be half an hour.
No, a little bit more of the game. But the shooting mechanics are a lot of fun. They're tight. The different guns are pretty cool. Learning.
Can I ask a question about the shooting mechanics? Sorry to cut you off. From what I've seen, and this is literally trailer. I haven't watched gameplay. Is the shooting kind of like Quantum Break?
Didn't play Quantum Break.
Oh, okay. Rob played it. I played a little, but because the shooting was really good in Quantum Break.
It's kinetic third-person shooter. Each gun has a little different feel. So you have 5 guns, maybe 6, but one of them I didn't see till the 3rd biome. There's a pistol and a carbine, which are really tight. They shoot tight. Carbine shoots faster. You get a hollow seeker, which is almost like a submachine gun.
Mhm.
You get a shotgun type gun.
So
and
the
you get
standard stuff you'd expect in a.
And then there's this gun that shoots these pylons that create laser webs. So when they come through them, they get zapped. And if you hit them with one, it's zaps the enemies around them, which is pretty
Spider-Man
cool.
shit.
and the pylons direct traffic as well. So
It's really cool though.
It's really cool though. I got it.
And each of those guns have different traits. So
Okay.
those traits are random every time you pick them up. And the more you use a gun, the more you get proficiency in those traits, and that's permanent. So you grow each trait the more you use it, the more times you pick up that gun. So it encourages you to try a variety of them, and
Yeah.
but to like
see what fits.
like, oh, I really want the Hollow Seeker if it has spread on, which like, or wave, which every like fifth shot shoots like a wave of bullets out. And it's like, but without that, it's very hard to hit accurately. So I probably don't want to pick it up. So it's like all these different risk rewards, just like the parasites, items that are like cursed. So like if you pick them up, there's a good chance they'll break part of your suit. So like then it could cause picking up items to hurt you. It could cause enemies to die. Anytime you hit an enemy, it shoots something back at you, an extra bullet. Really cool things that just make every run feel a little different, and that's nice because like it keeps the gameplay fresh. The thing you don't get tired of is the worlds look awesome. Each different biome looks incredible. The dual sense feels incredible. Like definitely the best use of dual sense other than Astro. And obviously Astro's like trying to show you everything, but this one like functionally works. I was telling the guys, you have these like alt shots, so like specialty shots on your guns, which are different randomized attachments when you pick them up. And it's cool because like to trigger it, to aim, you kind of half pull down the left trigger, just normal aim. But to aim your alt shot, you fully pull it down. And this sounds weird because you think like, how do I find that midpoint? It's super easy.
It's just fine. Yeah, it's built
like,
to find it for you.
It's perfect. The way it feels so natural, like you've been doing it your whole life. Then once you use your alt shot, it has a cooldown. There's a special feeling that goes through your controller.
Dude, that shit's crazy to me. Like technology in video games with the new things that the PS5 controllers are doing is wild to me.
Each gun feels different, like in your hands when you're shooting it. Like it's just everything. That the rain, the things like you said, right? The rain that's falling, you feel
it's like so immersive.
Just like the best use of the controller outside of a tech demo, which is what I consider Astro. And then the last thing is with these babies, 3D sound is amazing. The second boss does this move where he kind of like goes off screen and he flies in across the field, like battlefield,
and you hear it all
and like shoots stuff out. So if you don't know where he's coming from, it's gonna like you're gonna get hit. So you can hear like, all right, he's coming from behind me, and you know to turn around. Things like that. And yeah, visually, there's so much going on the screen. Runs very smooth.
How many hours you have in it so far?
I don't know. 6.
How many hours do you think is in that game? 15?
12? Depends how good you are.
Yeah, depends how good you are. I've heard up to like 25.
I mean, how many?
I just wasn't sure if it's like one of those linear 12 to 20 hour games or
it's linear, but like, right, like you only really make true progress. Well, A, by learning the game and getting better, but like by beating a boss and being able to open a shortcut.
Okay.
So far I've gotten through 2. I probably wasted a lot of time.
How many are there?
Do you know? Yeah. Do you know how many biomes there are?
6, I think I heard.
5 or 6. Yeah.
Okay, so you're about it.
I had a question for you. You said the locations are like gorgeous, but one of the criticisms that I was reading about was that when you're in the specific biomes, like the actual like diversity of the rooms within each biome isn't very diverse. It's just kind of the same thing once you're in, but once you go to different biomes, yeah, it's completely different. But the room to room in like the first biome there isn't much diversity in that.
In the looks of it, no, I'd agree with you. Like it's not super crazy different. Like there's only so many random rooms. So like the setups, like you'll start recognizing like, oh, I know this room. I hate this room because they spawn here and here and I always get trapped in it. Like the rooms become the same. And it is this weird thing where it's like, all right, first you're learning them. You're trying to digest them. Then it's like, all right, now I know what's going on and I'm mastering it. And then you get to the point where like, I'm sick of these rooms. I keep dying like right before the end. Then you'll beat the boss and move on. Like it happens every time. But yeah, if you're saying like, does it look very different? I wouldn't say that different. They all have a general, each biome has its general
similarities,
feel, but that feel looks awesome.
Yeah.
And the enemies are all like, they look really cool. And the stuff they shoot at you is like really bright and Rezo Gunny and Housemark, and it's awesome. I'd give it probably like an 8.8. And that's the
okay.
review.
We're gonna need a updated review when you finish it.
Okay.
Just number wise. And that's enough.
He turns off.
He said, "Okay, I'm done with this." What else you got for us, Greg?
Give us first impressions of your 3070.
The hunt is over for a 3000 series. I am on literally Newegg every day trying to get the Newegg Select because it seems to be the only way people can get graphics cards or anything related, PS5s even, without wanting to go wait in line at a Micro Center at 3 a.m. until they open at 9, which I was never interested. I almost did it one day and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Quick glance from the difference. I had a 2070 Super. I still have it. The noise, the fans on the 3070 are dead silent. High performance, anything. I hate you, Greg. You guys see what Greg just wrote? Anybody care about this PC shit? I'm getting I was playing games on medium with Siege, which is a 5-year-old game, probably getting 180 frames FPS, and that's while streaming.
That's awesome.
I do high, ultra, everything on Siege while streaming, and I get 280 to 300.
Wow.
While streaming. Without, it's like 350. I ran Valhalla, which turned my 2070 Super into a jet engine. When I would run it, my GPU utilization would be at 100%. I run everything 1440. My GPU utilization's at 0 with a 3070. My temps are at 40 degrees instead of 80. And it's runs at, I think on ultra, everything is 80 to 90 FPS smooth when you do a benchmark. All of these guys are talking shit because they're on console. But yeah, no, it's everything it's advertised to be. I got a cousin that's crypto mining with graphics cards like crazy, and I hate him for it. I'm like, dude, you suck. But he's done it. He's gone to Micro Centers. He's bought them retail. He's bought pre-built and just took the graphics cards out and sold the pre-builts for reasonable prices. So I was like, whatever, dude.
Is he mining Doge?
I don't think so. I don't know what he's mining. He showed me it, and he's got 6 graphics cards.
I don't know.
And I'm like, he's like, I've made $300 in 3 months. I'm like, dude, those graphics cards are $800 a piece. Is that a lot of money that you've made? Is that going to continue?
And killed 3,000 trees for that $300.
Yeah, and I was just like, is that worth it? So I don't know, but yeah, big 3070 3000 series graphics card is really good.
When Doge hits $1, it will be. I'm
selling that shit immediately when it hits $1. I'm selling half and buying Ethereum and a car. Anyways, what else? What else do we got, Greg? You got any closing speed rounds or thoughts of coming up?
Yeah, I'll do a speed round. First one, Rob specifically, do you believe any of the rumors or these meetups in Titanfall to bring back Titanfall 3?
I'm glad you asked that question. I've been hearing a lot of the buzz on the internet, and all I can say is that we have to, keep our hearts strong, our belief in our people. As a community, we've been fighting this good fight for a long time, and I think our voices will be heard one day, and when that day comes, they'll have to stand by for Titanfall.
Yeah. Will EA finally be a good guy if they bring back Titanfall 3?
Hey, they got to do more than bring back Titanfall 3 for people to like EA again.
Because
they'll win me back.
Okay, that's all I need.
No, because everyone's gonna say, "Good job, Respawn."
Yep, true.
It's true though. It's true. It is Respawn. Yeah.
Lightning round question number 2, Santino. How do you feel about the Mambasita line being $500 for a sweatshirt?
Scam. That was a scam. I get. No. In all honesty, I get it. She's the one that's bringing in the money for that. What is it? The Sports Center, because they broke off from the Mamba Academy because it was Kobe fronted the money to the other owner, and she didn't have money to keep that going. I got it. She's trying to bring this sports camp for boys and girls. I get it. But man, a $350 hoodie and then a $500 tracksuit. I get it. 100% proceeds go to the the camp. You guys know I love Kobe Bryant. Like the whole room is Kobe Bryant. I'm not paying $350 for a fucking hoodie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it almost feels like you could sell like millions for 25 instead of like hundreds.
The internet
500.
really loved Vanessa Bryant up until this point. Like she's not liked right now with all that.
Yeah, it's a tough look.
All right, it's a bad look.
Question number 3, final speedrun question. This is for Amit. Have you watched Invincible?
Oh, it's so good.
I need to
I
start
love
it.
I love how the title screen keeps getting bloodier and bloodier with every episode. It's just you just know you're just gonna.
Did you guys finish it?
Have you finished Invincible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rob, are you watching it?
That's a must watch.
I've
every
been
Friday.
meaning to start it.
I haven't. I'm gonna start it. I watched Bad Batch last night. I'm watching Rebels. I'm gonna start
any of the
Star Wars
Marvel TV
binge.
shows for sure. So far, it's amazing. The comic book's amazing. The show's
I heard
amazing.
the comic book's very good. Yeah.
Watch Invincible. That's
all right. I'm sold. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. I'm starting tomorrow. Guys, it was fun. Wait, hold on. Before we go, since it's been a minute, I don't know if you guys got water. Greg, you always have a drink. I don't know why we went back to space.
Call me out like that.
Well, yeah. Well, he had the Benny's hat or shirt or whatever.
Oh wait, 1 sec then.
Okay, then he's going. Greg, you have your headset on. We're cheersing to good news that we cannot announce yet.
I'm getting the cheers. I'm getting the cheers.
I'm gonna do the toast, and we'll do a different one when we can formally drop the news. But the way better NPCs are cheersing.
The background, damn it.
Cheers to unconfirmed news yet that we can't speak on, but we will in a couple weeks. So bottoms up, boys.
Yeah.
We got picked up by Nerdist. We're all millionaires.
Yeah. Anyways,
gang.
guys, it was really fun as always. I will have this video up by Friday. It will not take 2 months. Greg, I will see you tomorrow for the first time since 2007. Think about that a little bit.
That's beautiful.
As long as I
That's
don't have
beautiful,
a work call.
yo. Holy shit.
If you have a work call, I'm calling your boss.
Involved, but I might cry for you guys.
Yeah, Greg, you're getting a hug. I'm vaccinated, so I don't care what you do.
I'm all vaxxed up too.
Beautiful. Boys, I will talk to you guys soon. Rob, I will see you soon, probably next week. We got to get all of us together in the coming weeks. So
you got to get my Invincible compendium.
We will do this again.
Yes.
In closing, cheers to good news that we will announce soon. It was fun. Amit, what is your current backlog looking like? What did you just beat and what's next?
All right, so Ghost of Tsushima is not mine, so I had to give that to someone. I asked for it back, but all right, so I just beat Ratchet and Clank. I'm going to play Hades. Hopefully I can knock that one out pretty quick. I'll just be playing at nighttime. If I get done with that, I'm waiting to play Final Fantasy VII Remake until PS5
stop waiting.
update.
Stop.
No, but the PS5
waiting for the
update
DLC
in June.
Fine.
Right?
I needed to come out on PC already. I want to play it again.
I gotta wait for that.
But that sucks.
Right? I'm like, when is it?
Yeah,
the other
and
stuff?
then after I'm done with Final Fantasy VII, then it comes to the question of, do I get Ghost of Tsushima then? Do I play what the fuck's that game called from Arcane that's coming out? It comes out in September. Deathloop. Do I get Deathloop for PS5, or do I wait for it to be on Xbox Game Pass for free?
Are you going to take me up on that bet? If you play all these games, I'm going to buy you the Master Chief Collection, the collector's edition.
I mean, if we're going off the list that I texted, I'll do all those.
He has Game Pass though.
I got Game Pass, so I gotta. I mean,
you get a cool helmet though. I'll pay $300 to give it to the meat. Are you kidding me? He's a good friend. Give me a couple more of these shots. I'm buying everybody the fucking Master Chief Collection.
Oh, it's live.
But anyway, in closing, Greg usually starts with this. Outside of, we know what Amit's playing. What's everybody playing right now? And we're gonna end on that. Greg, what are you playing outside of Returnal?
Look at the background.
Okay,
just
I'll go fuck
Returnal.
myself.
Little bit of the show, but mostly
Rob, what are you playing?
I was doing Final Fantasy. Me and some people are going to be running RE8 this weekend.
Thanks for the invite.
Jesus Christ. And I think that's pretty much it. That's all
I am playing Squadrons. I played a lot of PGA Tour again, Greg. I don't know why. It's not it's bad still.
Yeah.
And I played I'm playing Siege again, but I'm on the fence about getting Resident Evil on Friday. I don't want to play it alone. I really don't. So, but anyways, boys, it was fun. I will talk to you guys soon. Let's figure out Bad Batch, and we will go from there, guys.
Sounds good.
Later, Greg. Hopefully I see you tomorrow.